What's up, amigos? It's the Prodigy Maker Minute with yours truly, Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former #1 for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. Well, this week has been a busy week. I have lots of players visiting the academy due to the holiday, and I'm not going to do a podcast this week. We'll start rolling in some podcasts in January, but I did want to keep updating you guys with the Prodigy Maker Minute. So one thing I did want to talk about is training twice a day. I got a lot of parents who ask me, should my child train twice a day? Should we homeschool? Should we online school? And it's a pretty detailed and in-depth discussion, but in general, I think twice a day training is fantastic. A lot of the top juniors in the country do that. A lot of the top juniors in the world do that. And obviously it depends on what you're willing to sacrifice with your academics. That's usually the reason why most parents don't pull the trigger on twice a day training, is they're trying to maintain, good academic situation for their kid. They don't want to sacrifice too much in terms of schooling and getting their kids a quality education. So that's always a tough decision to make. But in general, I feel if you can streamline a kid's education to where they're getting substance, they're getting good quality education, but maybe not some of the extras that you might get at a fancy private school or an enriched public school education. Some of the enrichment classes you may not need, and you just go with your core classes like math, science, reading and writing, those kind of things. You try to keep it pretty simple. You can free up some time to train more for tennis if you're so inclined. And I think that for elite players, it's a no-brainer, because you can basically break up your day into morning and afternoon typically, and you can get some very good training in terms of technique in the morning, and then tactics in the afternoon. Or you can do sort of a lot of drilling and technical work in the morning, and then in the afternoon you can play matches. You can play sets every day, which that alone is probably worth the price of admission, to be able to play sets every day, every afternoon, which is a huge thing. If you're training just afternoon, for most kids train just after school, it's just such a compressed amount of time. You have to rush everything. You have to try to squeeze in some drills or technical work, and then try to play some points and work on your tactics all in the same session. It's very difficult to do. It's much more relaxing and much less stressful to train twice a day. A lot of times the kids who are trying to train once per day, when they have a full day of school, they're just stressed out all the time. Coach is stressed out, players stressed out, mom and dad get stressed out. So it's very nice if you have the luxury, if you can set it up with online school, or some schools, some public schools are flexible and they have programs for athletes. So it's just wonderful if you can do it. Maybe the mom or dad is an educator and they can take on homeschooling, but it is a very more peaceful and calm way to train, because you can do your morning session, work on specifics, and you have plenty of time to rest, get a good lunch, and then in the afternoon basically play sets and work on your tactical decision making and work on your strategy, your game style. And that's just the ideal way to train. And when you can't train that way, it's a bit stressful. So I definitely believe the best kids in the world, best kids in the country, the best ones that I've worked with have done that. Sometimes quite young, even under 10, and sometimes the kids wait until maybe after middle school, starting in high school, 9th grade. But that's sort of a family decision. But if you're not sure whether it's right for you, you can also give it a try and see if your kid is able to flourish in that sort of environment. But it definitely allows, for most kids, it gives a big boost to their ranking, gives a big boost to their UTR rating if they're getting quality coaching. And also when you up your tennis training to full time, you have to do a lot on the physical side. You have to prevent injuries. You have to do your prehab. You have to have a good strength and conditioning coach on board. So I would say that is a very important part of training full time as well, because you have more flexible schedule. You have hopefully more time to do injury prevention work and strength and conditioning in the gym and on the track, things that'll make you a better athlete and also help keep you from getting hurt. So guys, double training twice a day is the holy grail for tennis, but the best possible training, the optimal way to train. It's not for everybody. It is possible to get to a pretty high level just training after school. I know some of you are going to comment and say, we did it that way. We were able to do it that way. But in general, the best kids in the world, best kids in the country, that's what they're doing. And it's a more calm and stress-free way to try to make it in tennis. So I recommend that highly. Guys, if you enjoyed this Prodigy Maker Minute, please consider watching my big show, The Prodigy Maker Show. It's available as a podcast and also on as a live show on this YouTube channel. I'll see you guys on the next program.